April. April's great. For starters, there's Egg Day, the one day of the year where we're legally allowed to eat the big egg. And it also plays host to April Fool's Day, where all the kindly children of the parish perform jolly tricks on the local postman. Just remember, don't eat the big egg after you've put jam in the postman's van. The big egg is haunted until it is acceptable to be consumed. The big egg does not talk, but if it does, its words must be disregarded. Lock the big egg in an airing cupboard. Do not look directly at the big egg. Anyway, Returnal's out on PlayStation 5 this month, so that's pretty nice, isn't it? Hi, I'm Liam from Push Square, and this is our list of the 12 best games releasing for the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation Vita, yes, that's not a joke, in April 2021. Let's get started. Coming in hot on the 1st of April is Outriders, launching for both the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4. The next game by Bulletstorm developers People Can Fly, Outriders is a co-op focused looter shooter that takes players to the surface of Enoch, a hostile alien planet. Although it may feature all of the usual trappings of a live service game like Anthem or Destiny, such as boundless gear to discover, an expansive skill tree to pick away at, and 4 character classes to choose from, Outriders is actually shipping as a complete game, without a single microtransaction in sight. Its third-person combat, which mixes Destiny-like abilities with Gears of War-style shooting, feels a bit like a sci-fi version of The Division. Players who pick up the game on PlayStation 4 will also receive an upgrade for the PlayStation 5 version for free, which is always a nice added bonus. On the 6th of April, Lost Words Beyond the Page makes its way to the PlayStation 4. Set within the pages of protagonist Izzy's personal diary, Lost Words allows players to use words to solve puzzles as they travel through the fantasy world of Astoria. Written by Rhianna Pratchett, the game's emphasis on story and the written word also allows players to dictate the direction of the narrative as they progress through this colourful 2D platformer. Nearly 2 decades since his last adventure, Abe returns to PlayStation systems with the release of ODDWORLD SOULSTORM on the 6th of April for both the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4. A sequel to 2014's partial reboot Oddworld New and Tasty, Soulstorm is a 2.5D side-scrolling platformer where players control Abe as he sets out to rescue his fellow Madokans from a life of slave labour. Expect grimy industrial environments, the ability to control groups of Madokans, devious puzzles, grisly deaths, and fart jokes aplenty. You know, the things that make Oddworld games, well, Oddworld games. If you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber and lucky enough to own a PlayStation 5, good news. Oddworld Soulstorm will be given away as one of April's free games for PlayStation 5 owners subscribed to PlayStation Plus. Bargain. Star Wars Republic Commando repels onto the PlayStation 4 on the 6th of April. Originally released on the Xbox and PC back in 2005, Republic Commando is a tactical FPS that makes you the leader of an elite squad of Republic Commandos. Republic Commando is often considered one of the better Star Wars games released in the mid-2000s, fondly remembered for its tactical gameplay that allows players to seamlessly give orders to their squad mates during missions. The game also features a great selection of weapons, an atmospheric soundtrack, and a grim depiction of the franchise's Clone Wars as seen from the front lines. It's nice to finally see this classic grace a PlayStation system after all this time. Cozy Grove snuggles onto the PlayStation 4 from the 8th of April. Developed by Spry Fox, the creators of Alphabear. God, I love Alphabear so much. Cozy Grove is a life simulator about camping on a haunted, yet completely adorable, island. Presented in a painterly isometric style, Cozy Grove tasks you with fishing, building, and crafting structures, all while helping the island's cute spirits find peace. It's basically a less grim Don't Starve. As you gradually make your way through the game's 40-hour campaign, you'll begin to restore colour to the once monochrome island. This looks lovely. One to keep an eye on if you're a fan of gentle life sims like Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, or Spiritfarer. What the Dub launches for the PlayStation 4 on the 8th of April. A multiplayer party game that supports up to 12 players, What the Dub presents you with short clips from old B-movies, PSAs and industrial films before challenging you to replace lines with your own dialogue. The game then speaks them out using text-to-speech before everyone votes for the funniest one. Playable via any device that can connect to the internet, similar to things like Jackbox, What the Dub looks set to be yet another brilliant multiplayer party game. SAGA Frontier Remastered hits the PlayStation 4 on the 15th of April. Never released in Europe, this PlayStation 1 RPG was well received when it originally launched in Japan all the way back in 1997. Featuring a unique art style and a focus on multiple playable characters, SAGA Frontier Remastered looks to be a must-buy for fans of 90s Squaresoft RPGs. MLB The Show 21 launches for the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4 on the 20th of April. New features in this year's edition include 3 distinct gameplay styles that allow players of all skill levels to take part in the fun, a new pitching mechanic, a complete fielding overhaul, and the ability to design your own stadiums. The PlayStation 5 version of the game can be played in 4K at 60 frames per second and includes support for haptic feedback. Every month, there's a sports game on this list, and I have to read things out like complete fielding overhaul. What does that mean? I am nearly 30 years old, I make videos for YouTube, I don't know what fielding is, and if someone could maybe explain that to me, that would be very much appreciated. It's like I'm reading a foreign language. Complete fielding overhaul. Does that mean they've changed the grass? What does that mean? SCOURGEBRINGER makes its way to the PlayStation 4 and, this is really exciting, the PlayStation Vita on the 22nd of April. A 2D roguelike platformer, SCOURGEBRINGER focuses on Kyra, a fearless warrior tasked with exploring the innards of ancient machines in order to redeem humanity. Released last year for PC, Eurogamer described the game as Dead Cells meets Celeste, which sounds like a killer combination to me. A PlayStation Vita game in 2021, what a time to be alive. Judgment sleuths its way onto the PlayStation 5 from the 23rd of April. As private detective Takayuki Yagami, players must investigate a string of murders that have occurred within Kamurocho. Set within the same world as Yakuza and developed by the same team, Judgment blends Phoenix Wright-style detective work with the balmy combat systems that makes Yakuza such a beloved series. Originally released on the PlayStation 4 in 2019, this PlayStation 5 re-release includes all of the game's DLC, alongside refreshed visuals and other technical improvements, including the ability to play it at 60 frames per second. Sadly, there are no upgrade options for existing PlayStation 4 owners, however Judgment is still a great experience worth checking out on Sony's next-gen platform. NIER Replicant version 1.22474487139, incredible name, launches on the 23rd of April for PlayStation 4. A prequel to 2017's excellent NIER Automata, Replicant trades depressed robots for mysterious shades as you play as a young man attempting to save his terminally ill sister. Originally released in 2010, this remake includes updated visuals and a reworked combat system to bring the game slightly more in line with its infinitely more popular sequel. The game features a unique narrative structure, interesting characters, and a fascinating world to explore. It's just a shame that this is actually a remake of the Japanese version of the game, as the Western release featured a completely different main character for some reason. This was during the era where Japanese studios went through a small phase of having middle-aged men as their protagonists because they thought Westerners would relate to them more. Look, what I'm saying is, give us the dad cut. We want the dad cut of NIER. Hashtag restore the dadverse. Returnal launches exclusively for the PlayStation 5 on the 30th of April. Developed by Housemarque, the creators of Super Stardust, Dead Nation and Resogun, Returnal is a third-person bullet hell shooter with unique roguelike elements. When her ship crash lands on a vicious alien planet, protagonist Celine sets out to find a method of escape. Facing off against horrific monstrosities, Celine soon discovers that every time she dies, she's forced to restart her journey, the planet shifting and changing with every fresh loop. Similar in structure to 2020's excellent Hades, which used death as a narrative tool, Returnal looks set to be Housemarque's most fascinating release to date. So there we have it, 12 great games releasing across the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation Vita. I've been doing these videos for nearly a year, and that's the first time I've had a PlayStation Vita game on this list. It's probably going to be the only time, and that is pretty bittersweet. I love that console. What are you playing in April? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider giving it a like and make sure to subscribe to Push Square for everything PlayStation. Thank you, as always, for watching.